Well, today's the day. Today, what is today? The 15th, 16th, isn't it? 16th of November, you're back for your second flight in the Stearman. Third flight.
Actually, fourth.
Fourth flight.
Yep.
Darn.
When I forgot my logbook. That was right.
Oh, well. So we're going to have fun today. So, again, thanks for coming out. So we're ready to go. So what you want to do is just add a little power. Go ahead and line this rascal up with the center line of our runway. And just kind of look straight ahead, and when you start seeing those little runway markers, you know, as long as you're going straight, I can look over your left or right shoulder. There's nothing ahead of us, I don't think. No, we're good. So whenever you're ready, there's your first marker. Let's bring the power on in. Let's go fly. There we go. Let's bring the power all the way far. There you go. Now, here we go. Full power. Hold it right here. Here comes the tail. Beautiful. She's ready to fly, and away you go. Boy, that didn't take long. Go ahead and lower that nose. Give me some more airspeed. 75. Bring the power back to 1850. And up we go. There's our J3 Cub on floats right here. I think, get a little air show smoke here. Let's take a right-hand turn here. And then we'll go out around that tower there. We'll bring the power back just a little bit more. Beautiful. Nice job on the takeoff. Got a great horizon today. And I'm so much happier that we're flying today because being near the base of the clouds makes the horizon, you know, obscures the horizon, gets fuzzy. And so for the video, that wouldn't be so good. Beautiful. Let's make a left-hand turn here, Jay. You can see that building that they're making right there. I've never seen that before. That's new. We'll head on over that way. Beautiful. Now, ultimately, where we're going to be flying, doing our air work today is over here. You see all that grassy area? Okay. That's home for us. Okay. So we can make that left-hand turn. We'll start heading on out that direction now. Now, the road right ahead of you, that we're going to cross over the top of, that's Route 33. Believe it or not, the Mode C Veil for Orlando International actually comes up and touches that road.
Really?
So we're going to be doing our work to the west of that road. I don't have a transponder in this thing, nor do I want one. That defeats the whole purpose of flying a Stearman when Big Brother knows where you're at. And again, like I mentioned to you before, down below is all the section lines out here. Beautiful. Let's make a right-hand turn. Let's head on up here to the north. Nice and smooth for you.
It is. It's great. Looking out the hotel, the palm trees were really swinging around. I was wondering what it was going to be like. It wasn't bad at all.
This is the time of the year where, you know, when the wintertime comes down here, generally it tends to be breezy in the morning. Yep. And as the day progresses, it gets calmer and calmer in the wintertime. But the best time of the year to fly down here by far is the summertime.
Really?
Yeah, it's warm in the morning, calm in the morning.
Yep.
People don't think that that's it. You know, they say, oh, I wouldn't never want, they got thunderstorms down there. Well, that happens about 3 days out of the week. Yep. Let's make another left-hand turn. We'll head on out here to the west. And when we get up to about 1,300 feet here, Jay, we're just about there now. We'll level out there and just bring the power back a little bit. Beautiful. Nice. All right, so you'll notice we don't have the artificial horizon that you're used to seeing. And with all the little tick marks that tells you how steep you are. Yep. So, but we do have those wires that we've always used up there. And again, those are at a 45-degree angle. So let's warm you up. Let's do a 360-degree turn. Right now we're going to the west. Let's go to our left. Let's do a 45-degree angle of bank 360 to your left. No one's around.
Clear?
Yep, we're no one's behind you. So let's try it 360 to your left. And again, you'll notice If I was to have cut your left leg off on the ground, you don't need any rudder at all when you make a left-hand turn.
Okay.
You can see your section line right down here below us. That's 90 degrees right there. And do you remember what I was telling you about on the ground about opposite rudder?
Yep.
I think you're on a little bit of the right rudder just there, and it'll come right around. That's 90, that's actually, that's a 180 degree turn there. You can see your section line here, north and south.
Okay.
Beautiful. Nice job. Now on that beach that you fly, do you have to use rudder with that?
Oh, yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Let's try a right-hand turn. My wife Jill wants to, she's learning how to fly, and she was kind of a slow learner. You know, she's flying a 172, and I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? We should just
go up in this.
buy an airplane.
Yeah.
Because again, once you get your license, then you have nothing to fly, and she wants to fly tailwheel plane. So I bought her, we bought a restoration project, which is a whole different story, but and a Rocket Champ.
Oh,
which
great.
is a great airplane to learn how to fly in. Affordable, fuel burn is like 5 gallons an hour. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to push you a little bit more on this next one. I want you to roll out of this and go back to your left at 45. Let's go a little steeper. Let's try 60. You got a little bit more power if you like. There you go. Perfect. Now to get your commercial license, this is what you got to do right here. That's a 180 right there. 270 degrees is here. There's your wash. Good job. 360 is here. Let's try one of the right. So basically it's 45, that's a known, and we have to guess what 15 degrees is beyond that. Great job. Now when you get your commercial license, when you get it,
yep.
Plus or minus 50 feet on these. And I think when I got my commercial, that was the one maneuver I was most concerned about. You know, because a little updraft or downdraft, 50 feet's not much. All right, we'll roll it out of this and pick yourself up a section line down below and bring the power back to about 1750. There's all kinds of section lines. There's one off your right wing. There's kind of a crosshairs right there. This is east and west, north and south.
Okay.
Now remember the lazy 8s on this thing. The key on this is the 10-degree angle of bank. If you overbank, you don't get any other vertical penetration that makes a lazy 8 what it is. So let me look around. There's no one around you here, Jay, so I'll kind of talk you through it. So a 10-degree angle of bank to your left, and then perfect right there, bring that nose on up. Good, now just freeze the stick right here. Don't move anything, don't move your feet. Here she comes. If you do this correctly, the nose will come through the horizon right there. That's 90 degrees perfect. Pick up the section line right down here. Roll out while we're parallel with that. Great job. Now, when we do one of these to the right, same deal, but you have to use some right rudder pedal pressure over the top. 10 degrees to your right, and bring that nose on up. Good. Start feeding in that right rudder here. Right rudder, a little bit more right rudder. And the nose falls to the horizon. There. Now listen to the airplane. You can actually hear it speeding up going downhill. And we're rolling on now. Going back to the north. Cool. All right. You comfortable with those?
Yep.
Okay. Let's do a complete lazy 8. One to the left, followed by one to the right. No stopping in between this one. Whenever you're ready, let's pull it on up. Nice and steep here. Beautiful. Hold it right here. Now, if you're doing this in the Cessna, the stall warning would have been just blaring in your ear, which is what you want. There's your section line down below. Roll it on out. We'll do one to the right. Bring it on on up. Come on back. There you go. Good. Now right here, start feeding in that right rudder. Here comes the nose right there. Downhill she flies. Lazy 8. Now what's fun about those is, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big aerobatics guy. I don't really like doing those, but the Lazy 8 kind of fits the bill. When you get really comfortable with those, you can keep going steeper and steeper to the point where you're going straight up and straight down, and it's actually a comfortable thing because you're not hanging upside down by a seatbelt, which, take it from me, is not a lot of fun. When I do like rolls in this thing, my leg takes up a sizable portion of the stick travel movement. So you shove the stick all the way to the left and it goes upside down really slow. You do a slow roll, and when you're upside down, you come off the seat. And at that point, I let go of everything and grab onto whatever. It's freaky. I don't like it. I'll tell you, it's crazy. Awesome. Let's do some stalls. I'm going to bring you some carb heat. Go ahead and bring the power gently back to about 1,300 RPM. Now we've done stalls before. I want to take you through like 3 or 4 of these things. Anytime I fly an airplane for the first time, or if it's been a while since I've flown it last, this is the first thing I do with it. There you go. 1,300. Now, go ahead and put the airplane into a shallow dive and speed it on up to about, I don't know, 100. Do yourself a favor and don't look at the airspeed indicator. Just listen to it. You hear that?
Yep.
All right, now bring it back to level flight. And just kind of play with it. It's like coasting up to a stop sign in your car with the windows down. You can hear she's slowing down. Just bring that nose on up some more. Now, when she stalls, it's a natural reaction to lower the nose with the stick. Just leave the stick right where it's at when she stalls. Go ahead and bring the nose up some more.
The nose will drop itself.
Yeah, exactly. And because if you dump the nose, it makes the stall actually worse. Come on back a little bit more. Come on back some more. Here's your stall right here. And it's flying again. And the nose will come right back up because we have a little power dialed in. Super. Now go ahead and bring the power on up to about 1750. Now, I don't know if I showed you this before. The Army one really didn't do this so much. This one always has done this. Leave the power right where it's at, keep the ball in the middle, and let's do a power on stall. Now right above the stall, Jay, if you were to look out here, look out either right or the left wing between the wing struts, you actually can start to see the fabric bouncing around out there, so you can see the airflow departure on the airfoil, so you can see the stall happening. So I'll leave the power there, so this is kind of a simulated departure stall. Bring that nose on up, and again, when she stalls, just, freeze the stick a lot. Watch what she does. Beautiful. Now you get close. Now start looking out there. Tell me when you see it. It starts in the back and works its way up. It's kind of hard to see it with the way the glare is out there. Just go ahead and bring it up a little bit more. There we go. Now, there you go. It's starting to happen in the back strut there. Can you see it back there moving around?
Yep.
And there's your power on stall in the Stearman. So it really, on a departure stall, it doesn't lose much altitude.
Yep.
It just sits there and wallows around. And as long as that ball's in the middle, it stalls straight ahead. Let's do a 180 left or right, your choice. Does this fly like you remembered it?
Oh yeah, this is great.
Isn't it nice?
Although it does feel heavier.
Yeah. Interesting.
But everything else, like I say, it recovers so beautifully.
It does. All right, on this next stall, we'll roll the wings back to level and go ahead and I'll bring the car feed back on the hot. Go ahead and gently bring the power back for me. Now this is neat because what this does, obviously it simulates an approach stall, but right above the stall, when the power's all the way back to idle, you will start smelling exhaust fumes coming into the cockpit. Okay. So you start to learn how to fly the airplane by using your sense of smell. And once you do this and you smell this, I'll kind of explain a little bit why that's important.
So you want the power all the way back?
All the way back, yeah.
Okay.
If you don't have it all the way back, you don't smell that exhaust. There you go. I just kind of listen to it. Very peaceful up here. It's like flying a glider. And just kind of focusing on listening to the whistle of the wind in the wires. And right now we're going about 65. Go ahead and bring that nose on up. Keep bringing that nose up way above the horizon. There you go. Tell me when you hear that you smell the exhaust fumes. Come on back some more. You get this thing there. It's right about... I wonder, it's going to stay as your stall. Did you smell the exhaust fumes? I really didn't smell them on that.
No.
Let's do it. Try this. Now bring the back. Get the nose up a little bit more.
Okay.
Come on back. All the way there. Now you're going to smell. Come on back some more. You smell it right there at the end?
Yep.
And you can bring the power back in. So what the deal with the Stearman is you can actually do a power off stall and not have the nose up much above the horizon. And it doesn't really break much. It just starts bushing down to the ground about 1,400 feet a minute. And so where that becomes very useful is when you're learning how to land the thing. You start smelling exhaust fumes coming into the cockpit. It's saying, you know, hey cadet, yeah, you're getting really slow. You need to be on the ground or add power. So you learn how to fly the airplane by your sense of smell. Anyways. Well, have some fun. I took you through the whole thing. We can do go up a little higher, do a turning stall if you want to do that. If not, you know what? You can do anything you want. You're doing great in this thing, and it's great to see you flying it because you're looking left, you're looking outside the cockpit. That means to me, at least, that you are comfortable in it, and that's the ultimate goal. Plus, flying around down low is kind of fun too, you know.
I don't really get to do that.
You don't get to do that.
Feels kind of funny in a Beechcraft. People just kind of look up at you like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Like if you look on, we'll make a shallow right-hand turn. You can see this field right here. That'd be a pretty nice place to land in, don't you think?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Man, you got this thing pegged. You're going 60 miles an hour. Your VSI is on 0. That's something else I was going to maybe suggest, but it's slow flight, right on the money. Great job with that. Now, I know I've told you this before, but, you know, you had to solo the Stearman in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. You went on to fly it for about 65 hours in your primary training course. Great airplane, because it's not overly simple to fly. It's an easy airplane to fly, but it's not easy on the ground.
Yep.
And when you're going to transition into a Corsair or a Mustang, you really don't want to start out easy because it's only going to get harder, you know. So if it's challenging a little bit and you're able to master that challenge, you know, you're a good candidate to fly a fighter.
You don't stop flying until it's chucked.
Exactly. I've got a good friend of mine. His name is Chuck Gardner. He started off flying banners along the beach in New Jersey to get some tailwheel time. Ultimately he got a job flying a Stearman for a traveling company that had a T6 and a Stearman doing rides around the country. Then he got hired on by Warbird's Adventure over in Kissimmee, and now he flies for the Kavanaugh Flight Museum, flies for Mustang. And so he's flown them all, right? He's a very talented guy, and he says, you know, that the Mustang is a good trainer for the T6. And I'm like, really? He says, yeah. Well, it's more complex, but it's not hard complex. And if you can fly a T6, the Mustang's actually easier. And he says, and the T6 is a good trainer for the Stearman. He says, the one that scares me the most is the Stearman, because it's got that narrow landing gear. Yeah. And he says, you know how that is in a crosswind. It's scary. And I'm like, you're not telling me anything I don't know. Awesome. You enjoy just flying around? Let me push you here, Jay. Let's add a little bit more power. We're here at 1,000 feet. I want you to do a 360 to your left. Once you establish the turn, I'm going to give you a puff of white smoke. It might be a little bit hard to see once we come around, but if you do a level turn in the sky, don't look at the instruments. You should be able to fly right through it. Let's try it. Let's go to the left or right, your choice.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the left.
All right, let's roll to the left. And here's your smoke. Now, so there's the smoke, and around you go. What's neat about where you're at, you're sitting underneath the wing, so you don't get to see the smoke until you're about 90 degrees from it. Seat of the pants flying. There you go. This would be a great place and a great airplane to get your private pilot ticket. You have all these suction lines, and you have that wire up there. and fly right through your smoke. There it is there, beautiful, that passes. Let's try one to the right, same deal. I'll give you some smoke as you come around. Smoke on now. I'll bring the tire back just a hair. Looks good. There we are. Cool. How's the Lazy 8? You like the Lazy 8?
Yep.
Let's try another one.
Okay.
There's no one behind you. I don't see you're in charge of ahead of you. We're clear. Let's try one, get it up nice and steep. There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Downhill we come. Roll it on out and bring it on up. There you go. And you can, when it's going uphill, you can really hear the thing slowing down. And conversely, you can really hear it speeding up going downhill. Nice. Beautiful. Well, I hope this is what you wanted to do today.
Oh yeah,
Just come up here and bore some holes in the sky, have some fun.
Try another one.
Let's do it.
Can we do it with the smoke on?
You got it.
Okay.
And here's your smoke. Look back behind you right here. Isn't that cool? You got a big old trail of white smoke. I think that works. Let's try one to the right. On a blue sky day, it's really pretty. On a gray sky day, maybe not so much. Come on back, get it going up nice and steep, Jam. This one, there you go. And this one, perfect. Add a little rag rudder here over the top. I don't know how those air show guys smell that stuff. It doesn't really bother me so much. But if have you ever seen the guy fly named John Moore? Fly the Stearman?
Yeah.
You know, he has that smoke on the entire, just about the entire time, breathing that stuff in. I don't know, he's my hero. I fly a Stearman every day, and I'm like, I can't do the stuff that you do. You're really, really good.
I've seen him at Brunswick a couple times, and just amazing.
He's a nice guy as well. He's a great mechanic. I think he's probably the most sought-after air show pilot right now. My friend Sarah called him last week to inquire if he was available for the air show in Tennessee in next September. And he says, you know, Sarah, I'd love to be there, but I'm booked up for the whole year. And he's booked up for the whole year before they have their big convention where they do all their bookings up in Las Vegas. Jay, let's make a right-hand turn or left-hand turn, and we'll start heading on back towards Fantasy of Flight. And it's back behind it. You'll see it as you come around. It's kind of easy to get lost out here. You got Lakeland right off your left wing, and incidentally, I think I told you this before. That's Lake Parker over here. Okay. On the west side of that lake, there's a little piece of land that comes out on the shore over there. That was actually a Stearman base in World War II.
Oh.
So where we're flying at right now is their practice area right here. Fantasy of Flight is off your left wing. Hazy, but if you head back towards those lakes over there, that's what we're looking for. There you go. Cool. So, we haven't really talked about the landing on this thing too much. You know, you can get away with taking off with a 90-degree crosswind. It's not a huge issue. But if you can avoid that on, on a landing and a Stearman, you always do. It doesn't matter if the wind's blowing, 10 miles an hour or 4 miles an hour. You never want a 90-degree crosswind. But the idea is that we're going to maintain 75 or greater in the pattern. We're going to slow it down to 75 on short final. And when you keep the pattern up a little bit on the higher side, that's a good thing, because you can chop the power. This thing will fall out of the sky really quickly, and then you get to the point where you start to flare, and you have to start, again, picking up the little runway markers and not looking left and looking right, but picking that up, keeping the airplane off the ground as long as you can. And if you get used to that, she'll transition into a 3-point attitude, and then there you are.
So we're heading to the same runway we took off from?
Well, we'll go back here and look.
To see what the talk says?
Yeah, what I like to do generally is look at the wind on the water. That's going to tell me what's happening. I called earlier down to Winter Haven when I talked to you the second time this morning, and they were saying the wind was 030 at 6. And I don't know if my radio will pick them up or not. Let me try. Winter Haven is about 10 miles south of us. No. So obviously we're going from flaps to no flaps. Now this Atari that you were flying before, does that have flaps?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's great and all, but if you're flying an airplane that will stall at 55, I don't really know why you need that, but just bring the power back to about 1750 here. So you can look at the wind drift down there, Jay, and you can your PIC here, you can kind of pick your runway. The best one I'm looking at, you can see right here by the lakeshore. I'm almost thinking the long runway is what we're looking at. Is probably your best bet.
Yep.
So in that case, right ahead of you is the runway.
Yep.
You got I-4 right down there, right on the other side of I-4. You're heading right towards it right now. There's a bluish green water tower.
Okay. Yep.
What I want you to do is, that's your marker. Go head to that, and we're going to shoot right-hand pattern for runway 4. And you're going to have a little left to right crosswind, maybe 40, 50 degrees. But the long runway will make you a little bit more comfortable than the short runway here. And I'm going to have you do the landing for me.
Yeah, the stock looks like it's doing the long one, right?
Yeah. The grass is the great equalizer, I like to say. You can get away with murder with grass. Certainly do things that you would never do on pavement. And there's very little wind anyways. So anyways. And here we are at about 800 feet, which is about the pattern altitude. We're looking good there. Again, no one can land here but you and I. So their bluish green water tower is about 1/8 of a mile there. Let's make our right-hand turn here into the downwind. And when we get to the middle of this lake off our right wing, we'll make another right-hand turn. Now here's where listening to the airplane becomes very, very important. Just by listening to it, you know what she's doing. So you don't have to look at an airspeed indicator. All right, we'll make our base turn here. There's a school right ahead of you, so this is always nice to be doing this over the lake here. Now, do they let you land those rental school airplanes on grass?
No.
Yeah. Grass is nice. This runway here, it's a little rough where we're going to be landing. That's why I actually like to use the short runway. It's nice and smooth. All right, let's bring the power back here and let's start slowing her down here. The only obstacle we have is on the end of the runway. We have the power lines. Just make sure your heels of your feet are on the floorboards.
Yep.
So we're not on the brakes, which means we won't be on TV tonight.
What are we looking for RPM?
Whatever it takes. When you line it on up, you can back on the power a little bit more. We'll start slowing her down to about 75 is the magic number. And it looks like, and this is perfect, we're a little high, so if we bring the power back a little bit more, it's nice because you can hear the whistle in the wires, you can pick that up. You know we're going plenty fast because of that pitch, and we'll bring the power actually back to idle. And we're a little high, which is again good because you can see the runway right over the nose. Nice. All right, we'll start to flare here. Now keep the airplane off the ground. Hold it right here. Keep it off the ground. Keep it off, keep it off, keep it off, keep it off, keep it off. There it is right there. Beautiful. Just keep it going straight. It's not hard here. Right about here, when you get down to about 25, it starts wandering around, as you can see. Nice job. Don't you just love grass?
Cool.
Super job, Jay. Add a little power and take me home. I think that's the most rewarding portion of flying the Stearman, is kind of mastering that portion of it. Because I'll be honest with you, when I transitioned into the Stearman, I was low time pilot, and this thing scared me to death. I mean, I was always afraid of it. I loved to fly it. That was the easy part, but the landing part, it was always nasty.
Well, that's what everyone always talks about.
I was with my father one day, and he was trying to teach me how to wheel land, right? We're at this airport that I learned, and it was 2,600 foot. And there was some miscommunication. I was back here, he was up there, and he thought I was following through with him. No, see, I thought I was following through with him. He thought he was following through with me.
Yeah.
And no one.
Who's flying the plane?
This thing started going towards the pond, man, and he has saved it from, it was severe. Then he told me to go over to this airport that was actually used in World War II for Ryan airplanes, and he says it's really long and wide. He says that's where you need to go. And the wheel landing is appropriate as well, especially when it's gusty.
Yep.
And now it's nice and warm out here. Perfect. And then look at your crosswind that you landed in.
Well, it must have turned, because when we flew by, it was pretty much straight down, but I'm sure it swings around
around a little bit. That's
as it encounters trees. Well, I've always wondered if those trees help block wind, or do they make more trouble?
They make more trouble. That's why I wanted you to use the long runway, because there was a crosswind, but you were getting smooth air off the water.
Yeah.
So it wasn't choppy or turbulent or anything like that. So we'll make our right-hand turn here. We'll start heading in towards our new standard there. Looks like Nikki's the only one over there. There we go. So if we add a little, I'd say I'll take her from here.
Yep.
We'll there's a lot of obstacles there, so we won't hit a fence.
Yep.
And we'll put this rascal right back where we found her. We're gonna go all the way to the right. She swings around.
Wow.
Yeah, most people don't have a lot of nerve when it comes to this portion.
Yeah, I can see why.
Now just shut down procedure on the Stearman, Jay. Just bring the mixture all the way back to lean.
Okay.
And just leave the power right where it's at. You'll take one more deep whiff. You'll smell some exhaust fumes. Awesome job.
Great.